I think that was from a movie. Here I am sitting. I haven't been aired on many days, but I'm back and I have cleansed the house. Good day, everyone, everyone and everybody. Everybody, we regard people as bullies, but in fact, everyone is referring to God, Hashem. He is one. Yeah, cleaning the house before Shabbat, doing my chores. I had a bad night's sleep, but better nights will come. I have to thank God for every day, and can't complain all the time because that is kind of a bad habit to complain. We are complaining, then we go to the doctor. We even use our friends to convey our complaints. We use God to convey our complaints. So God is for complainers. God is for the one that are complaining. Those that can't satisfy themselves. The bored people. The bored and lazy people. They appreciate their refuge in God. What you know? I don't believe in complaining. I believe in time. I believe in movement. So I will put up that soon. To believe in movement. The movement that makes things change. Every step of the way is a change. But you are not aware because you don't see it. You are too lazy to see. But if you pay attention, you see I'm not that kind of superficial guy. Not all the time at least. I'm not that superficially all the time. I kind of, what can I say? I'm not that superficial. You see, I don't like easy answers. I met some ladies yesterday, elderly ladies, and they were for the Christian army, I think. Frelsesarmeen is the Christian army. Anyway, they had a drug-free day celebration yesterday. They gave me a flyer. This drug-free day, it's translated to English. The Salvation Army. Am I forgetting something? Salvation Christian Army. Salvation Army. So you will be saved by going to this Salvation Army. I think Frelsesarmeen. And they wanted to talk about rescuing people from these drugs. They focus on the drug addiction. They don't focus on the reason, the people behind. As long as they can eliminate the drug addicts or just get rid of the drugs, I think even they, as they say, they will smoke their socks just out of desperation. I think the smokers, the drug addicts, I have highly respect for them. It's kind of, they are honest enough to show they are hiding. But we sophisticated ones that can't deny our image is so nice. Our image is so beautiful. We portray ourselves in so many angles that we even forget how we look. And when we get criticized for something that doesn't match up to the picture that we have of ourselves, that is the deceit. That you are made to believe that you are perfect. Yeah, we are perfect in some way, but everything I do, I have some bad intentions. I can cover myself in so many ways, but I think the spirit. Let me start this. I think it's quite important because I just thought of it. At least it's very important for me. We ask, how is your relationship with God? I don't like that question. Can't you ask, how is your relationships with anyone? With yourself? How is your relationship with yourself? And if you ask that question, that crucial, focal question, you will be stuck, because it's also about yourself. Who is asking? The one that is asking is also the one that needs that question to be asked. How is my own relationship with myself? And it's kind of hard because God is used as a rescue for a relationship that is just we had this child story here. We call him Schubert. He's kind of imaginary friend. Some children that are going through some turmoil, they invent certain things, and they have imaginary friends, and we should look behind, as we should do by drug addicts. Look behind, what's the reason why he's talking about Schubert or Albert or Einstein? I don't know. You see, there is so many rescue tactics that we use just to come away from the turmoil that we are experiencing. We turn to God just to get away from myself. We turn to other people just to get away from ourselves. What was that noise? I don't know. So we advertise God is here, God loves you, and so much more. And I think the kind of relationship that you have with a certain God. With God is supernatural. It's kind of a way you can't have a relationship with. Sorry for that. With a cup that you have as a God, because you can like it. You can. It's Pepe's Pizza. it's it's a company here in Norway. I think it's American. um, and the kind of relationship you have with yourself is kind of also kind of supersedes the relationship with something, because you are spiritual connected. If you have a friend, if you have some, my lady friend said something here the other day, that that people are so superficial. They are not attracted to people that can have a spiritual dialogue, like something more valuable than knitting, than cars and some mundane stuff. And I totally agree. I can't interact. It's my disability. Sorry for that, folks. I can for a very short time. But if I'm not attracted to someone, it's because they have more or less nothing to give. I think those that I am attracted to is those that are... It depends, of course, it depends. It's not definite everything, but the kind of relationship that the drug addicts have with themselves is maybe their last rescue. I don't know. I'm not a drug addict, but I can vividly see myself as a drug addict. Humbled by the situation that many people are not prepared to face. So when they receive some criticism, some feedback that doesn't match with their own image of themselves, they are tormented like a slaughtered pig. And people that gets everything, it's said, mostly of the spoiled brats, they are ending up like drug addicts, because the empty life that the parents can provide is just superficial. It's just, how do we look now? Is it something important to change? Is it... do we have the correct car, the right house, the best clothes, everything like that? That is so superficial, my friends. It's so giving nothing. It's giving nothing in return to something that is more profound. And you see, the relationship demands that kind of quality in life, that you have some higher degree. When I talk with someone, I have a hard time following up, because it's only about mundane, secular, something mundane. It's nothing much. And I was about to talk about movement. And I think it's in that kind of issue, because when you experience some kind of bad relationship in your life, either it with yourself or with people around, you should get up. God said to Abraham, get up. God said to many people to get up. Why? Because I believe in movement. I believe in motion. I believe in when you go from a starting point where the pit is where you are at, the lowest pit, the dungeon, the fermented everything, that toxicate everything. Need to get up on your feet, both literally and also in a deeper sense, that you need to get up and move. Like my daughter said here, I can bring it down. I had this. Oh, this is... Sorry for that. Forget yourself and get to work. This is Carolina's word to her dad. And I'm so much preoccupied with myself, too much. Aren't you there sometime? Aren't you there where you are at the lowest pit? Feel bad both about yourself and everybody, or some specific persons. And it's time when you have the situation like that you can easily turn to drugs, that you easily can turn to some toxic, because drugs is toxic. It's made out of these mushrooms, or these fermentations. As wine, shouldn't serve wine when you are in that pit. Wine should be served for people that are in a marriage relationship, in a kind of deeper sense of when you are together with some people that you just want to celebrate. It's kind of when you have some wine, it enhances this kind of spirituality that you have already. You get the feeling of joy and the pleasure of that relationship. You embrace it like something very extraordinary. If you drink or take drugs because of your pity state, you are even doing it more deep. You are digging yourself down. So this was about getting out, getting up, stand on your feet, go to the promised land, go to the land that you didn't see before you when you were there. You saw it, but you didn't believe. So you have to man up. Not that is easy. I think the environment can change. If the environment isn't suffering like that, like one in the society, like the only one that is feeling left out, that's some sickness of the society. It's some sickness. And the one need to get away from that kind of relationship with that society. I am easygoing. I don't stick to a relationship that is toxicating me. So many groups, some groups at least, I have left. And I needed to go because there were nothing there to nourish from. in a relationship where there is a mutual coexistence, cooperation, nourishment, when you can nourish each other, that is something very eternal. It's something you never see came, but you don't even see it end. It's just like that. And that is a way to go around with yourself, with God, with someone else. That kind of spiritual relationship that you understand that it is not based on interest, it's based on that enjoyment of a relationship. It's very important that you meet people that have this kind of understanding that your problem is not the smoke, it's not the drug, it's not the alcohol. Your problem is not any of those things. The problem is your relationship. Any kind of problem that people may have is out of a kind of a bad relationship. So in order to move on, you have to understand yourself to where you are going to. It can be a dreamland. It can be somewhere far away. You don't know. But to stand up, when I'm walking, like when I'm doing my walks, I don't know where I am going most of the time. I just walk for a pleasure. I walk to experience something new, something change, some change in my environment, in my head, my thoughts. It's very important to get out. You see, to believe in time is also to believe in movement. Everything is moving. And when you are too much standby, that is in fact intoxicating. You see, when fresh water stands still and doesn't get any circulation, it will be intoxicated. It will be so impossible for anyone to drink. I drank that kind of water once. I didn't know. I thought it was nice because it was in the bush, Norwegian forest. And that should be like cleansed. But I just I had this drink from the ground and it was dripping and I drank it and it was like poison. I was so sick. I couldn't I couldn't handle myself. So that kind of, when it can be the freshest water ever, but if you keep the water in a bottle or in a container, that is only standing there. It needs this refreshment. So every time it rains, that is the purest water. Water doesn't change quality by itself, but it can be so intoxicated. It can be so infested by toxic environment that you can't even drink it. Water is not something good when it's in a toxic environment. So you have to figure it out anyway. I'm not here to lecture anyone, but know that even there is water there. It can be so intoxicated that you can get sick. You can even die of water. My girlfriend said, don't drink too much water. It can make you sick. It can make you, what they call it when you dry out. I didn't understand it so well, but I understood that to have the balance in your body is kind of important, because you don't overdo it. You don't overdrink. If I drink too much coffee, you know what happens. If I drink too much water, you know what happens. And too much food. So the main bottom line here is that it's not the water that is a problem. The water is clean, and as Jesus said, it's not what you put in your mouth that does the human unclean. No, it's the thing that it comes out when the environment is so toxicated, when you are so toxicated. You will toxicate your environment like that. And I get some stop signals sometime also, because I'm too negative, I'm too focused on negative stuff. So I will keep that in mind. Forget yourself and listen to your heart, where your heart wants, when it's in its right mind. Don't forget that the emotion that when God said that to many people, get up, go. So much good happened to those people that went. Jesus said to the lame, stand up and take your bed and walk. And he did. Yes, on his word. And it's kind of that enlightenment that you will get when you do it. Even I slept very bad today. I slept, I had bad sleep, not good, and not as enough I should have. But I will get up. I will get out. I have cleansed my house. I have cleansed everything here. That is just for you. I didn't clean everything. But, you see, to be prepared for Shabbat, which is coming, we have to do our duty. And it is a pleasure. You may be so lazy that you have no illusions of anything positive. Maybe you should experience more of what just stand up and walk does to you. I'm not here to lecture anybody, and I'm not doing my best every time. And when you are fatigued and tired, you can feel that everything is a burden, everything is a task of a high degree. But one should do some changes every so often. And we should hear more about that kind of preaching. Not all this shouting that Jesus is great, God is great. No. We should have some practical speeches. Practical how we can do it practically. And be in our to get in touch with that kind of spirituality that is driving you up. God is behind every step of the way. God is behind every thought you have when it's not toxicated. So I wish you all the best. Do good and be good, and that will be the blessing of the day.